So how many of you have ever been to Mexico?
Once.
All right, a couple of you. So after listening to my speech, you guys will be able to recall some of the events from my trip to Mexico. And I guess like to roadmap it for you guys, it actually kind of starts before the trip. It's like a little pre-trip thing, then at the airport, and then during the trip, and then finally coming home. So a little background information for you guys. This trip was in like January, so like almost a year ago. I was a senior in high school at the time, and I went with my mom, my mom's boyfriend, well now he's her ex-boyfriend, but you know, that's a different story, and his 4 kids. 3 of them are younger than me, and 1's older than me. So I was in high school, we went the end of January, and so I had finals, but my mom's boyfriend like arranged the trip, so he worked it out so we wouldn't miss school, or not that much, just the beginning of the 2nd semester, but like nothing important happens then anyway. So he worked it out, and we were gonna be there for finals, but then it snowed, and school got canceled, we had delays, so they pushed it back, and I had to take all 5 of my finals on the first day, on that Friday before we left. And so I finally took all my tests, and we left for Portland that night. We were flying out of Portland to, I think it was San Diego, and then down to Mexico. So we spent the night in Portland, got up at like a ridiculous hour, so we could fly out at like 5:30. And so we finally get there, we're at the airport, we're there with like the little lady at the desk to get our tickets and like do the passports. And so she turns around and is like, these passports don't work. And they had like the cards, I don't know if you guys have seen them, they're like the enhanced passports, but if you read the fine print, it's just for like on a boat or driving, basically everything but through the air you can do. Me and my mom had the right passport, and my mom's boyfriend had the right passport, but the 3 kids didn't. So we got our tickets, and we're just gonna kind of like figure out what to do from there, if we were gonna like drive or if we were just gonna turn around and go back to Walla Walla. And then he realized his other daughter, who's in college in Boston, was flying to Mexico to meet up with us. So someone had to go to Mexico to meet her, because she was just a freshman, and so like kind of her first time being away from home. And so first me and my mom were just gonna go, and he was gonna stay with the other kids and go back to Walla Walla. But then he's like, she's a freshman, hasn't seen her family in a while, probably wants to see some actual family. So he decides to go with us. So the 3 of us continue on, go to California, then Mexico, meet up with her. The other kids, they go back to the hotel and they go to their aunt's house, and they end up going to Disneyland, so like, they were fine. And so we finally get to Mexico, and like the trip itself, like it's just kind of your stereotypical vacation, like laid by the pool. We went to the beach, that was pretty cool. I tried a lot of different food. I'm not that adventurous, so the fact I tried octopus was pretty impressive. And I was also 18 at the time, and the drinking age in Mexico is 18, so tried a bunch of different stuff. I think my favorite was probably the strawberry daiquiris. I don't know if you guys have ever had that, but it's pretty good. And then the last day I went snorkeling. That was pretty cool. I'd never really done that before. And I'm sure you guys have all heard, when you're in Mexico, don't drink the water. So none of us drank the water at all. We were very cautious of that. But we didn't think of the ice. And so we all like kind of ate the ice while we were there. Didn't get quite as sick as like if we drank the water, but we all were not feeling so great. So towards the end of the trip, we finally get to the airport. None of us are really feeling very well. So we're all kind of nervous to fly home. Don't really want to get sick on the plane because those bathrooms are nasty. And so we finally make it back. We get to Portland, drive home that night, go to school the next day. That was kind of rough, but had a very nice tan. Didn't last very long, but had a very nice tan. So as a little summary for you guys, there was the trip before with the whole final thing, and then there was the airport with the passports. Then we finally got to Mexico and got to enjoy that. And then we came home. And so if you guys ever do travel out of the country, just remember me and my experience and bring proper documentation, and don't eat the ice or drink the water. Thank you.